There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true. Yo, everyone. DrJaceAttorney here, bringing back the Yonkō Table, back onto the open seas with She-Hulk, episode 3. That's right, we're 3 episodes into She-Hulk, and I don't know, I feel like it's been growing on me a little bit. I don't know, it has some kind of charm to it, and maybe we'll deep dive what that charm is, and maybe I'm just being suckered in by another Marvel project. I don't know, but I feel like this 3rd episode is kind of giving off some good vibes. But with me to deep dive this episode of She-Hulk is GrandMasterHoop. Grandmaster, is She-Hulk keeping steam, or is it losing you? What's going on there?
I'm indifferent. Unfortunately.
Oh boy, wow.
I think, I watched the episode twice. I think I was very critical the first time, and the second time I definitely.
The first time you saw the episode.
Yeah, I watched episode 3 twice.
Okay.
I was definitely critical the first time, but I loosened up the second time. There are still things I feel they could have done better, and they worry me about some aspects moving forward, but there's still stuff to like. But maybe I just set my expectations too high last week.
Interesting. I wonder what those expectations are. You know what? Let's get into it. What you wanted General Ross to slam in through the ceiling and say, "I am Red Hulk making a cameo. I am a witness to Emile Blanc." Is that what it is? I am a witness to Abomination.
I just thought, again, she's a lawyer, and I thought they would lean heavy into kind of the courtroom drama.
I told you they weren't.
And you were right. They really did it. And I feel they did almost like a half-ass measure. I don't know. I feel that could have been a really cool layer to explore, just the proceedings. And we did get some courtroom drama. However, it's a comedy, so it plays up for laughs versus actual, kind of legal proceedings. But, part of me gets it. It's Marvel at the end of the day. That's not really what they're trying to go for. But I don't know. I just felt they could have leaned into it more. And then to your General Ross bit, no, I don't expect him to come smashing through the ceiling. Wishful thinking me hopes Emile Blonsky, this is not the last of him, and wishful thinking me feels he has some other motive maybe up his sleeve.
You really think he's got something else cooking right now?
But I don't know about something big cooking, but enough to where I really liked them tying in the Incredible Hulk 2008 Incredible Hulk film. I hope to see more kind of Hulk tie-ins. I hope this is not it. So, did they let me down? Yeah. Can I find some goodness in it? Yes, there is some goodness. We can get into it.
I think that's kind of where I'm leaning towards more of the positive end of what I liked about this episode, because I knew they weren't gonna do a courtroom drama. Well, I mean, they said they weren't from the get-go, because the assumption was you call this show She-Hulk Attorney at Law, you think it's gonna be a little bit of a courtroom drama. I mean, it's in the title, but literally before the season aired, they're like, no, we're not. But I think one of the writers said we are not competent enough to write an engaging courtroom drama. Daredevil would like to see you in the other room.
Right.
But either way, I mean, I guess because I already wasn't expecting it, my expectations were low. Not to say this episode was through the roof, oh my God, I loved it. I was kind of satisfied a little bit with what they did show. Like basically this episode is Jennifer building her case, right, for the Abomination, Emil Blonsky, and it's premised around what was leaked last week, which was, I think we were kind of going back and forth, but I think we confirmed last week that it was a recording, right? A recorded video that leaked.
Yes, it was leaked. It was not filmed at that time. Correct.
Okay, got it. So that was a recording that leaked. Did we have a theory on who leaked it? Didn't we say someone or something? I thought we did.
No, I don't think we did. However, now I'm starting to think, based on how this episode ends, maybe there's a higher person working some kind of angle, because how the episode ended, the timeliness of that leak seemed too coincidental.
Right. It just seemed to come in at the right time, just when Jen becomes familiar with Emil. She's going to take his case, and then bam, like it gets turned upside down by that video leaking.
Right.
And her whole deal is trying to, work around that. And maybe the parts of the episode that sold me were the parts Tim Roth was in. I like him. I think his scenes, he was really doing his best Tim Roth impression. And I kind of believe it. I don't know. Like, I guess it's watching him the first time in episode 2, you kind of are like 50-50 a little bit. Like, you think he has an angle and you're like, I don't know. This is the Abomination at the end of the day. But I don't know. I feel like he really is reformed. I mean, you have a character like Wong coming in, and here's our Wong cameo. We know some people that love the MCU cameos just to ensure this is the MCU. So we have Wong coming in, and even Wong throws in a good word for Emil. So it wasn't played for laughs or anything, but interesting enough, I know we're kind of jumping towards like the actual courtroom thing, but I do want to ask something about Wong. Did Wong come back from something? Like a film that took place? So he was late, right? He was late in arriving for the parole hearing for Emil. Right. So when he actually did come in, he's like, I lost track of time, and it sounded like he was referencing something as to why he was late. I don't know if he was trying to reference No Way Home or Multiverse of Madness.
He referenced No Way Home. He made a direct reference. He was like,
I will not mess with time or something.
No, he said, I will not mess with erasing people's memories.
Well, that was Doctor Strange, though, right? That participated in that.
Well, yeah, but he mentioned in Spider-Man, he mentioned how they did that before for a party. And so it's like a double. That was it's a double part, direct, right? But it's definitely a reference. Yeah, it's definitely a reference.
Okay.
To Spider-Man. I mean, looking at my background, I don't know if that's Camartage or the Sanctorum, but very much, I don't know. He could have been busy with WandaVision, but I don't remember his exact look from WandaVision. Like, I don't remember if his goatee was longer or something. I don't really recall, so I can't put my finger on it. But Wong's inclusion, I did enjoy. I think, I don't know, something about Wong. He's very enjoyable wherever he pops up.
Right.
I like Wong.
Wong is comfort food. He's our pizza in the MCU. You can't go wrong with pizza. You might want something else, but as long as you have pizza, you're like, okay, this isn't
you
bad.
Talk about when you ask for a raise and your boss is like, all we can do is throw y'all a pizza party.
You're not gonna complain. I mean, you don't.
You're gonna complain. But you're gonna still enjoy
it. Right. Well, it's pizza. I like pizza.
You're not gonna not go to the pizza party.
Exactly. Wong is the pizza party of the MCU.
Right.
But yeah, even before the parole hearing, it's kind of a blur. So like, how does like, where do we start off on? Is she just trying to figure out?
She confronts him. She confronts him about the prison.
That's what it is.
The prison escape, and he says, I was forced to. He says, Wong forced me, and but I came back to myself. I wanted to come back. I wanted to finish my time. So then she has she's like, well, damn, I gotta get Wong on the stand to vouch for him, and so now it's a kind of a mini hunt for Wong. Her assistant, whose name already escapes me,
Nikki.
But she finds Wong like on LinkedIn. I think
it was a LinkedIn profile,
right? Which is funny.
Oh, go ahead.
Have you seen some of the promo they're doing for She-Hulk?
Oh yeah, like they have her as like a Tinder date.
They made her a Tinder profile. Wong has a LinkedIn profile.
He actually has a LinkedIn profile. You could go on LinkedIn and you'll find Wong. I think he was a Target associate at some point.
Oh, is that what it said?
I think so. Like early on, he worked at Target.
Oh, that's funny. See, that's clever. They're doing good with that marketing. It's good stuff.
It makes it. Part of it is like it makes it a little bit more believable. Like this is like a real world. Like because they take a celebrity in this episode, and the celebrity appears as themselves in the episode, and it's like, oh wow, so is there an Eddie Murphy running around in the MCU? Is there a Jim Carrey? I don't know. I kind of like just thinking about that.
It's funny. It's definitely funny. I actually, when you think about it, I feel She-Hulk has been leaning more into the kind of, I don't want to call it the metaverse, but definitely trying to make it seem like out of all the MCU project, this is kind of a real, it's like in the real world. It's in our world. She-Hulk, you can walk down the street and run into her.
Right.
I don't think many other MCU entries really kind of lean into that. The most I can think of is Doctor Strange making fun of Wong, and he's like, Wong, just Wong? What is that, like Beyonce?
Right. Beyonce confirmed in the MCU.
Beyonce confirmed in the MCU, right. So it's cool for She-Hulk to do that. It adds, I guess, kind of a layer, an unexplored layer for the MCU. But I still have something to say about the guest celebrity appearance today.
Wow. Interesting. Since she appears at the end, we'll save it for the end.
Sure.
But most of the episode is just Jen building her case.
She gets Wong. Wong does show.
They build up a tension as if, is he gonna show? Is he not gonna show? And he just ends up showing. He said he was late with no explanation.
It sounds like they're gonna come back to that.
Right. Like
another MCU entry, yeah.
Right. He just stumbled in through the portal as if he was like in a hurry or running away from something. Maybe in the Marvels, he'll be helping Miss Marvel and he'll be like, oh, wait, I got to go to a parole hearing. I got to dip. Bye.
It just seems he can appear anywhere at this point.
There's no commute time, as Jen put it. So all that happens. Going back to a theory that you had from last week. And again, it's us building up She-Hulk to something that it never was going to be. But remember you were theorizing that the 7 pen pals that he had were gonna be the Thunderbolts. No, it's not the Thunderbolts. It's not.
Listen, he could be lying. He could be lying.
He is a reformed man. He has learned his ways.
Who are these random women from the prison pen pal system?
When he turned, so that scene in the parole hearing when he turns into Abomination to show that he's under control, some of those pen pals were salivating at him turning into Abomination. They were getting wet. They were crazy over there behind that window.
They're getting wet, huh?
Did you see? I want you watched the episode
I did not
twice.
notice. I did not notice.
Because I noticed how overreactive. Some of the people were being in the courtroom, like, you know, he turns into it, but he's not like going, brah, Abomination smash. But you have the parole board like overacting, like screaming at the top of their lungs. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, this is, I don't know if this is just bad direction, like, because, you know, that the Abomination is CGI. And I wonder if they told these people on the parole board to be like, all right, so, you know, you can't really see it because we're going to go into the VFX studio and add it there, but pretend you're seeing a green Abomination in front of you, and you're
he's a monster.
The monster. Ooh. And so they make it seem like they saw the, I don't know, like Chucky getting his face melted off. I don't know. It was excessive. I was kind of taken out in that moment because I was like, guys, like, he's not doing anything.
Oh, no.
Why are the guards coming in? He's not doing anything.
I 100% agree. I think it was the lady who did the most screaming. And I was well, I'm like, he's locked up. 1, 2, you built that thing to, I don't think he can break out. They allude to them saying that he is capable to break out. But if he's capable to break out,
why do you have a cage like that then? What purpose does it serve? It, like, you would think the cage's purpose is to contain Abomination. Maybe not completely, but they made it seem as if that containment cell is made out of glass or something.
Yes.
Like he could just shatter it in an instant.
I took it as it was this, and again, this might be me stretching. I took it as it must be the same type of material that was on the Shield helicarrier in Avengers, the one they put Loki in, that was actually designed for the Hulk.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. But yeah, either way, it was like, hello, you're perfectly safe. You know? So yes, I do think it was the direction. The screaming was excessive. Didn't really buy it either. Kind of took me out as well. Because here they are freaking out, and yet y'all ready to grant this man freedom.
Yeah, you guys had a heart attack. Like, he scared the bejeebus out of you. And I honestly thought, well, there's the case. It's gone. They just...
No, exactly. I was like, okay, I guess he lost. You know?
He just, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just crazy. Which then, again, to me, it's like, if he really could have broken out of there at any time, if he had the chance to be under, because I think Wong even said, you know, I granted him,
what do you say? Sovereignty? Was it sovereignty?
Maybe. Basically.
Asylum. He granted him asylum on Kamar-Taj.
Right. You can leave your cell. You don't have to serve your sentence. And he's like, no, I'll go back. I'll serve it. Which, again, it could be alluding to a plan he might have. Maybe he wanted to go back to the prison so that he could continue with whatever he had, you know, planned with his 7 soulmates. I don't know. But he's done a lot of good in the prison system. He helped a lot of them learn to read. The prisoners. He helped one of the security guards fix his marriage. He's having like a mini heart attack on the stand.
I thought he walked him through his breakup of his marriage.
Right.
He's like, I release you, Deborah, or something.
I release you, Deborah.
something like. It's funny. He's now just this hippie. Like,
he feels like a hippie. Yes.
Right. I transform myself physically, spiritually, metaphysically. You know, and I think he's maybe that's just is that a meta joke? He was like cosmically, interdimensionally. Sounds like they're alluding to what we got in store in Marvel. Maybe I'm looking into it.
Maybe it's looking too much into it, but now that you've said it, there's something there. Maybe
I mean, just a tease.
Joke. Yeah. But he feels reformed. It's been 15 years. That's over a decade. That could change someone. I guess we could see what they might have in store for Abomination. But now he's gonna be on parole, and the conditions of that parole is what can't turn into Abomination at all.
That's really like the only stipulation they gave him. He can't turn into Abomination. So and now he's gonna go work on his land in a rehabilitation center.
That's what they said, but I mean, the way they introduced his pen pals and everything, and the way they were dressed, they sounded like a cult.
Time out. Have you seen what's that movie? That cult movie.
Cult.
With Black Widow's sister. It's a really weird movie.
Midsummer.
Midsummer.
Yes.
Yeah, they're giving Midsummer vibes.
Oh wow, that's Florence Pugh in the as the girl.
Yes, that's Florence Pugh. Yeah,
that might have been my. I barely remember Midsummer. I probably have to watch it again, but that might have been the first movie I saw her in. Cause because I remember you guys mentioned in our Black Widow pod that you guys seen Florence Pugh and other stuff, and I'm like, where the hell have you seen this?
I had not seen Midsummer when we did the Black Widow pod. I only knew Florence Pugh from Little Women. But yeah, his 7 soulmates. Yeah, I didn't think about it. Like I thought about it when I saw them. I'm like, oh, they look weird. They don't look like they're in prison. That was like my first kind of
right.
Unless it's like a pen pal system where you're talking to people outside of prison.
I think that's what you can do. I think I don't know what the prison pen pal system is like, but I think that's the purpose. You can talk to people outside of prison through like letters and stuff.
Right. So I guess it begs the question: well, did these 7 people know each other and form a cult? Or like, I mean, were they already in a cult, or did talking to Emil Blonsky, did they form a cult around his existence?
Listen, they saw him turn into that thing, and they know what can happen.
So I just pulled it up. They are definitely like, yeah.
Okay,
salivating.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about?
The one girl said, and I was like, okay.
One of them was pressed against the window. Like,
that's direction. They're like, really sell it. He's a sexy beast. You just can't control yourself. Contain your emotion. Lust. Lust. Yes, out the wazoo.
That's hilarious. I guess I refuse to believe with like something as strange as what looks like a cult that may be brewing with Emil, that they're just gonna drop it. But I mean, the important part of the case is over. The hearing, the parole was granted. We're probably not gonna see him again.
I hope we do in any capacity at this rate. I will take him in a villainous role. I'll take him as Jen's friend, because it seems they're forming a little bit of a friendship. He's like very apologetic and he's thankful for Jen's help. And then he gives Jen some solid advice about, being part of your story versus letting the people run and make the story up about you. You got to embrace it if you want to change it.
That's kind of what she starts doing.
Yes.
Like she starts attending more of those interviews, telling people, my name's not She-Hulk. My name is Jen Walters. And then the news anchor's like, okay, She-Hulk. I'm like, all right.
And the questions they prepare for her are goodness. I can't remember what the news anchor said.
Oh no.
Oh man, he said something so stupid. But I remember the interviewers outside. They're like, She-Hulk, how does it feel to be rejected by the Avengers?
Oh yes, there was a rumor that she got rejected by the Avengers.
And then there was like a whole other story post her the first trial, or the first hearing, where when she walked out there, like She-Hulk pregnant with Abomination's baby.
Yes. They had an app that showed what would the baby look like if they had a kid. Oh my god.
Terrible.
It's silliness. So that's, I would say, what the A plot was. There was a B plot going on.
Well, do
right?
you want to cap off the ending of the A plot as far as that ending scene where she comes home?
When she comes home. Right. Yes.
It was very quick.
It was very quick.
It was almost forgettable.
Right. Are you talking about the scene where she's walking home at night or walking to her car at night? Yeah. Yes. She gets jumped by a bunch of people with Asgardian tech.
So they are the Wrecking Crew. They're straight from the comics.
Okay. Don't
know. I'm terrible with like some of these origins. Yeah. In this they have Asgardian. She literally said, "Would you steal an Asgardian construction crew's tools?" And they're like,
one of them look like oh my god, what do you call those? A hard helmet?
Yeah.
One of them had a hard hat on from a construction site, and it wasn't Asgardian, armor, I guess, but it looked like a helmet.
Right. But they said yes, they stole that equipment, I guess, from an Asgardian construction group. They attack her, fail miserably. Not even the Asgardian tools had any effect.
Which is dumb because it looked like their goal was to try and like extract her blood.
Yes.
And it's like,
ooh,
why wouldn't you open? Because there was a guy that snuck up behind her to like choke her out. And I'm like, this guy should have had the needle. Why didn't he have the needle go bam?
Yeah, you definitely should have led with that.
Like, oh man, we can't insert logic into the MCU. No,
we can't. But it's interesting. Yeah, you bring up the syringe. Who's out here trying to get her blood? For what reason?
And who would know that it's even her blood that gives her powers, right?
Right. Or who even knows that her blood can duplicate those powers in somebody else?
Right.
Now, I don't want to set my hopes up because that's what I did
do it again?
Last week.
Go ahead.
I mean, the only villain
General
I know
Ross wants a sample.
I wasn't gonna say General Ross.
Are you serious? Oh, okay.
I was gonna say the leader.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I thought, let me look it up because there was something with the leader where I remember going out of my way to look up because I was curious. I forgot what we were watching. It was some MCU. It was during our MCU rewatch so that we can do the tier list for the movies. By the way, check out our MCU tier list. And I rewatched Incredible Hulk, and when I watched it, I remember that scene with the the leader. The guy's name is Samuel Stearns, and I was like, wait, so whatever happened to this guy? They hinted at him. And I looked on his wiki, and there was something where I think his plot line was kind of resolved in a comic that was tied to
tie-in?
Yeah, but this was like early MCU where like they weren't owned by Disney. So they were kind of doing like a lot of weird things, like maybe one or two tie-in comics. It was something very weird.
Okay.
But yeah, keep going. I'm gonna keep looking at this just to see it because I think I'm on the page already.
Well, yeah, they they get in the car and they're like, I think something like, the boss is not gonna like this. And yeah, there's a higher player here trying to extract some blood from She-Hulk, maybe because Hulk is off planet currently. I think it's interesting. Funny enough, going into She-Hulk, I wasn't thinking about who's the big bad of the series, and now it seems they're bringing on a big bad. And I mean, if it is a Hulk-based story, I would love to see the leader make his return here. But I do not want some convoluted villain they pulled out of their ass. I think it'd be nice. Well, actually, the fact that it's the boss and they haven't revealed who it is sounds like they're saving it up for a reveal. So whoever it is going to be someone probably big.
So I looked it up. It was a prequel comic to the first Avengers movie. It was called The Avengers Prelude: Fury's Big Week. Now, this was they were owned by Disney already by this point, so Disney had to have given the go-ahead on this. Actually, you know what? Wait, when did Disney buy out Marvel? Was it 20?
I think it was I think it was in 2010 maybe, because I think because the last 3 films to be pushed out by Paramount were Captain America, Thor, and Avengers. After Avengers, all the production went straight to all the distribution, I believe, went straight to Disney.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
So if that's the case, the first comic released in February of 2012. So this is Disney proper right now. And the last thing that we know of Samuel Stern, aka the leader, was he was moved to a secure location to be studied by SHIELD scientists. He was found by Black Widow. So Natasha is the one that found his body during the Hulk incident. So he's in a SHIELD containment facility. The incident relating to Stern's arrest was later referred to as Project Mr. Blue. And apparently, while he's inside the tank, the containment thing, he's starting to mutate and develop. So his skin is all green, and his head started growing even more in size. So by now in the MCU, assuming they haven't forgotten about him, he should look like the leader. You know, small body, big head, green. Maybe this is a leader plot line. He's still alive. He's somewhere. The last we left him, he was somewhere in SHIELD, but it's been 15 years since then.
SHIELD collapsed a long time ago.
SHIELD collapsed a long time ago. So
was he one of the pieces they picked up?
Exactly.
Who knows? Opportunity here, but it seems I'm giving She-Hulk too much credit, or at least I'm giving the writers too much credit. So I will not get my hopes up. But
and this was I mentioned this last week, but there was a quote from Kevin Feige where he was asked if there were any plans to bring back Samuel Stearns. And let me actually see when that interview was, when that question was. This was an AMA, and this was from, if it wants to load for me. Yeah, this is his official AMA. This is from Kevin Feige himself. And this was from 3 years ago. So this is fairly recent, you know? It's not too far away. And he was asked, right? He was asked, are you at any point, are you bringing back this guy? And he said he replied that there's a possibility to bring him back, as he loves to bring back characters the audience thinks they have seen the last of. That's what Kevin Feige said. So
maybe I'm not getting my hopes up again.
I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. The first thing you got your hopes up for was something that they straight up said before the show. We are not doing courtroom drama. So that was doomed to fail from the beginning. Did we write a better story? Damn right we did. We wrote a much more engaging story. Yes. But they said they didn't want to do that. So right now, there's nothing. I mean, that's the thing. The first 3 episodes were very Incredible Hulk centered.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of it dealt with the 2008 film, callbacks to the past, Abomination, obviously. Let's see where episode 4 goes. I think once we see episode 4, if there's something where they kind of make a shift away from Incredible Hulk, like maybe they're done, like maybe you know, the first 3 episodes was like the Incredible Hulk arc, you know, the follow-up to Incredible Hulk, and then maybe the rest of the 6 episodes have nothing to do with what just happened right now,
and it's just establishing her own thing. That could be, I can see that. I from a writer's standpoint, you lead in with the tie-ins to Incredible Hulk, and now it's time to become your own thing. And I think I read Jessica Gao, the showrunner, came out and said episode 4 might continue the trend of episode 4s being the stronger of the installments in the MCU series.
Oh, is that what you said?
I believe I read that. So there's a high possibility that episode 4 might really deliver. Fingers aren't necessarily crossed. I'll just see what they do. I like, it's interesting when she talked to the camera talking about cameos of the week, saying, don't think this is one of those shows where you get a cameo every week.
No.
How you feel about that? Because I feel it's misdirection.
Misdirection as in like they're purposely misdirecting the audience, or it's misdirection on telling the actress who plays Jennifer Walters?
It's misdirection as in, I mean, we already know they're bringing in Daredevil. I imagine they're going to bring in more people because kind of talking about the B plot now. I kind of like the B plot as far as
really like the B plot.
I like the concept of let's see what else is going on in the superhuman law division. It's a whole division, so you got room to kind of play around with the MCU mythos. Like they brought in a light elf from New Asgard. So at this point I'm like, well, here she like, oh, don't expect a cameo. I know you're here for Wong and Bruce and Emil. Don't expect it. I'm like, I'm expecting it now. Because it doesn't have to be a huge character. It could be just a tie-in to the greater MCU, Okay. And of course it's played up for comedic effect, but I like, again, it's kind of like this is them bringing the MCU into the real world setting. What the hell is a light elf being tried for? Oh, she's impersonating Meg Thee Stallion.
I just think it's really dumb. Not the concept, but like this elf was dumb. I just didn't like the gimmick where she's like, ooh, ooh.
I agree. I was
running
like,
around frolicking.
The
bailiff is chasing her down in the court. I don't know, man. That thing, immediately she would have lost her case. I'm telling you that right now.
She impersonated the judge.
Oh my God. I'm surprised they even entertained it after that. I am surprised. Right. And she just ran away as the courtroom police officer was chasing her down. No, that case is lost at that point. But,
no, I get it. It was funny already that this girl is going around impersonating people, and then
I think that would have been fine. Leave it at that.
They just kind of kept overdoing it. Like when she appeared at the office, and was like, I changed my mind. I don't want to sue that girl.
I was so confused as to what was happening, because I get it, because right. So the other lawyer that's at this law firm, Pug. Wait, is that his name? Pug?
His last name is like Pugliasi, but they call him Pug.
Okay. Well, Pug, he's representing someone that has a history with Jen Walters.
That's her coworker from episode 1.
Oh, okay. From the other law firm.
Yes, from the other law firm. Yes.
Okay. So that B plot is essentially, he got swindled by a night elf that was impersonating Meg Thee Stallion. And that alone is funny. That's funny by itself, because it's like you're asking the question like, wait, how do you get confused that it's Meg Thee Stallion? And they're like, well, she's a shapeshifter. She can. What part of that do you not understand? Which, by the way, the light elf was white.
She was.
Is that blackface?
No. Don't get confused with the dark elves. Wait,
what?
White blackface? How's that blackface?
Because she's impersonating a race that
she's shapeshifted. Are you saying Mystique is like in blackface or any kind of
wait.
face?
Does Mystique ever impersonate like a black woman or a black?
I'm sure Mystique has turned into every shade of person ever.
To be fair, Mystique was doing that in 2004, 2003.
That doesn't excuse it.
No. I'm saying now in 2022, I'm surprised they were brave enough to have
it's not blackface. It is
I don't know.
Literally impersonation. It is I don't think I would call that blackface. That's a whole nother league of its own. She's putting on basically the skin of the other. It's the whole person. She becomes that person. It's a shapeshifter. It's not. No, it is not. No. And I dare someone to go online and argue that. That'd be really weird thing to argue.
I watch. It's
I'm sure it's already there.
It's there. I'm sure it is. It's Twitter. It's social media. People are gonna be pissed. Well, they're pissed about other things with this episode, but we'll get to that. So she's shapeshifting into all these characters. One of them is Meg Thee Stallion. And then so like the guy leaves the office after he told the lawyer, I spent like $175,000 on this shapeshifter, Meg Thee Stallion. And then he comes back in, but it's not really him. It's the shapeshifting elf that's like, oh, I want to drop the case. I don't know. Like it was weird because it's like, how is she in the building? Like,
how is she so close to what this guy is doing?
It was within like seconds of him leaving the office, and that's why it kind of pulled me out because I'm like, what's this gag? And then she just walks out frolicking again. Like
it's the Marvel forced comedy. It was already funny in concept, but now they're like, we need to show her more. We need to run the gag more of shape-shifting and getting people into trouble. And it's forced. It's forced comedy. It was already funny. They didn't have to keep doing it. Kill it before it's dead. And that's what literally happened. It died so quickly.
It did. At least, so like both of these cases had happy endings. Emil got his parole. And this guy that got swindled out of almost $200,000.
Make it make sense.
Now he's gonna be compensated for it. So the elf is gonna serve 60 days in jail, thank God. And then the plot twist, the appearance that everyone was looking forward to. You have Meg Thee Stallion actually in the background, in the court, in the audience, basically saying there's only one Meg Thee Stallion, baby. Go ahead, GrandMasterHoop. What? What's wrong? Do you hate Meg Thee Stallion?
I don't hate Meg Thee Stallion. It was just like, go back and watch the episode and listen to how many times they say Meg Thee Stallion. It's like, I don't know. Once was fine for me, and then they kept saying it, and then she shows up in the court. I don't even know why she had to show up in the court.
Yeah, why was she there?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
She wasn't even called to the stand to be like, hey, did you actually date this man? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay, so therefore, there was an impersonator here.
And that would have been better if she was brought on as a witness. Or,
she just showed up.
Yeah, she just showed up. And so watching it, I'm like, I like the post-credit scene. It Meg Thee Stallion.
Really? You liked it?
Okay, so the reason why I like the post-credit scene is because take out Meg appearing at the court and just have her go to Jen because she hears that people are shape-shifting into her and she wants better counsel. I believe that. I mean, that's what happened. I believe that, but I feel you take away from the joke, again, kill it before it's dead. There's no way he would have a chance with Meg Thee Stallion. No, he could never pull Meg Thee Stallion. And there's only one Meg Thee Stallion, baby. I guess, yes, but it's forced. It's forced.
Consume.
It's forced. It's forced. It's forced. And I don't like the force. Now, why I like the post credit because again, I find it believable.
You just like that ass?
Well, I find it. I was questioning. I was like, Tatiana Malzani, who plays Jennifer Walters. I'm pretty sure she does mocap. At least I know she does facial mocap.
Mm-hmm.
Was that her mocap twerking? That's what I want to know.
That's what you.
Or is that all
know.
CGI? Or is that all CGI? I'm very curious.
Someone
Just out of curiosity.
I feel like someone had to animate it.
Someone did have to animate it, but like, did they animate it or did they animate it over her motion capture?
There was there was some posts on Twitter where they were showing that scene where she was twerking, and people would just respond. I don't think you did you ever watch Futurama?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the Snoo episode?
Oh,
Death
no.
by Snooze. Wait, oh, you don't remember? Well, it was one of the older ones where the crew. I don't remember the plot line exactly, but they get stranded on an island where it's these big Amazonian women that do not have other men on the island. So they refer to sex as snoo, and there are corpses. And sometimes they'll sentence men to death by snoo in the episode of Futurama. So, and then you see corpses, you see skeletons in the background where they were executed by snoo, but they're just laying back. and their pelvis region is crushed, but they're just happy how they went out. People were responding to that. They were showing the twerking scene with She-Hulk, and they were showing the crushed pelvises from the snoo episode of Futurama.
That is terrible. Oh gosh. Which is funny though too, because early in the episode with the news report, there was that guy they took that clip of a guy. He's like, I don't know about y'all, but I smash.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god.
That one was good. That
was good, but it's like, goodness, they're really, I don't know, fetish. What's the word? Fetishize?
Fetish. Oh my god, wait, fetishizing?
No, it's not shizing. That's what I wanted to say too. I was like, fetishizing. That is fetishizing.
Oh my god, goodness, we need an expert on this.
Oh, this is terrible. I'm not an expert.
I can't believe this. I feel like I know the word. Like the word is
I know
fetish.
the word too. I don't know why
fetish,
I can't say fetish, right.
But I literally have the word in my head, but when I try to say it,
fetishizing. There it is.
Fetishizing. You just say fetish and then just say izing at the end. Don't worry about pronouncing another S or whatever. Fetishizing. Yes. They're fetishizing She-Hulk.
They are.
I expected that just because the way the trailers, the early trailers with the bad CGI and everything, you had dudes that were going over to Jen's house, like swiping on her on Tinder, and Jen was likely going to town on those dudes, like, because she would carry them off to her room.
Ooh, I mean, we're gonna get into that in later episodes.
We will. And I'm like, all right, so I already know the artists on here. They already know what the people want, I guess, and they're gonna go full force on this. And bam, we already got episode 3. We got that random dude saying, "She-Hulk, I'd smash." Get it? Because it's smash, Hulk smash.
I think he did it too on purpose. That's clever writing right there.
I like that. That's funny.
Is it taking it too far? No. I think I don't know. I feel there's some body positivity hidden under here.
Strong women are hot too. They're great.
Yeah. Right. So it's fine. It's funny. The twerking's cool. I feel the show still hasn't struck that real great balance between, I mean, again, they're trying to come off as a comedy. There's good comedy bits, like we've been saying. There's good courtroom bits. They still haven't struck, I feel, that balance. And that's why I'm awaiting.
That's a problem. That's a third of the way.
We have 9 episodes. We have 6 more episodes to go.
Right.
That's a whole nother Marvel series.
Right.
You can falter, I guess, these first 3, if anything, I guess.
That's a third of your run.
But I'll tell you what.
Is this a limited series, by the way, or is this a season 1?
I don't think it's listed as a limited series, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and I'll say this. I will say this. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. I'm a little worried about some of the more comedic elements when certain characters might appear. Like, for example, when Daredevil appears, I'm really wondering if they play it up for laughs.
Oh my God. They oh man, social media was funny about that. They
yes.
And like there was something where like, I swear to God, if Daredevil makes an entrance and Jen says, "Oh my God, that man's a devil. How dare he?" Or just something so dumb. Like,
No. There's these guys on TikTok. I think they're called the Brooks Boys. They're the one where he's always screaming the Tony Stark.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
So those guys, they said that one too, and then they also said some stupid stuff like, "That's why they call me Daredevil, born again." And he's like, "I don't want this Disney shit." It's bad. It's so bad, and I'm worried that even if they do try to strike more comedic tones with more characters that appear, it'll be weird if the show shifts to a more serious tone at that point.
Right.
You know, it's like, do you only become more dramatic and more serious when the episode calls for it, or are y'all a comedy? What are you really? You know?
Right. I'm telling you, they're gonna play his blindness up for laughs. They're gonna say something like Jen's gonna say, I'm calling it now. The scene where he front flips onto the scene to like appear in front of Jen. He's gonna say, "Who are you?" And Jen's gonna be in her She-Hulk form, and she's gonna say, "Can't you tell?" And he's gonna say, "No."
Oh God.
I'm telling you. I am telling you.
Is that the best? Is that the best you could come up with?
You think it's a joke? I guarantee you. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This is Disney's comedy for MCU projects. I feel like it's gonna be there. They're gonna play up a joke about him being blind that, Jed's gonna be like, "Can't you tell this or that?" Whatever. I don't know. Something physically that you need to see. And then, Matt Murdock is gonna give a quip like, "No, I can't see it." I bet you they will.
I don't know. I have no more expectations for this show. I'm not saying I'm so disappointed in the series. I'm not. Again, there's good and there's bad, but I'm not gonna give credit to the writers right now. I'm not gonna hype it up. I'm not gonna boost them up. I'm just gonna watch. And we'll talk about it.
Consume.
I'm critiquing. I'm not over here saying this was fantastic.
I'm not. MCU good.
I'm critiquing. I'm just, I'm not gonna set my expectations high. Not saying that they can't be wherever my expectations are. Not saying She-Hulk doesn't have a chance to do better.
That's true.
I'm not gonna write it off yet.
I'm not either. The good moments, I don't know. Maybe I was just kind of like, it was the end of the day. I didn't watch it during the day. I was kind of like done with work and everything. I was like, oh man, I still gotta watch She-Hulk. And I just kind of sat on my couch, relaxed, and I was like, oh, okay. It's all right. It's not bad.
There ain't much else on.
It's not. There isn't. Well, this Friday. Lord of the Rings. But anyway. Last thing to talk about. Did the CGI bother you in this episode? I felt like it was off the entire episode. It looked worse. Okay.
I don't know.
All the money
why.
went to the Hulk segments, you think? Where
Maybe.
he split the Hulk?
Because you can't skimp out on the Hulk because he's been here since 2012.
You think they focused on her because he's on screen at the same time? So it's like you can't have one looking better than the other, because then it's like, well, why'd you make Hulk look right but not She-Hulk? So fix them, but now that Hulk's out of the picture, now it's like, oh well, no one's gonna tell what, you know.
But no, you can tell, because again, you're putting her up against nothing but like real people, so you have to make it look better. I feel so like your background, that suit she was wearing, that suit is like relatively like larger, I guess. It looks like she has a lot of room in that suit. It fits, but it also looks a little big on her too, as if she left room just in case as Jen transform, and maybe she overshot it, you know, as far as getting too big of a size. I feel that plays a part in sometimes the CGI. It was like sometimes her head looked really small in her suit.
Really?
There were just a lot of instances in the episode where the CGI felt off. It did feel off. Like the only time I felt in this episode that the CGI felt okay and fine was maybe Abomination's transformation. Like,
yeah, it wasn't like even his transformation. They never really like focused on it for too long. Like,
correct.
The camera would only be on it for like 2-3 seconds at a time, and then
it was really quick.
It would flip away to someone else, and I think that was intentional, because you know, the more screen time you have of that character in his form like that, you have to animate it and you have to make it look good. I'll be honest, it looked, not to say it looked, there was an art style, I think, in Incredible Hulk where both Incredible Hulk and Abomination, their designs looked more gritty, I guess. Like it looked more feral for both of them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which fit the characters at the time because they were rampaging monsters that had no control. Bruce Banner, who's now in control of his Hulk form, so now he looks more docile. With Abomination, he says he's under control with his form. So I don't know, like I guess when he turned into it, I was just like, oh wow, that doesn't even look like the Abomination I remember from Incredible Hulk. That looks like,
oh, they went through a whole redesign.
Oh, it was a whole redesign. Okay.
I mean, there's elements of the Incredible Hulk on him. However, they made him more look like his comic book counterpart. Namely,
with the fish looking
with
things.
like the fish ears. He's more kind of amphibious looking. But yeah, they really did
before
he had no ears before. He was more like a dinosaur in the Incredible Hulk.
You know what? Yeah, because I remember like the most defining feature he had was like sharp elbows and like
his
bones
spine like protruding.
His spine was like jagged and everything.
So I mean,
okay.
I guess if they're going for the more comic book accurate look, but it was such a stark contrast, you can't not help but notice it.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I do think. Well, actually, like going through some clips now, that and the Wong portals looked, I guess, probably like the best use of the CGI.
I feel like Wong portals are pretty easy because like
they should be.
They're just sparks. They're just like little like fire cracking sparks, which like you just need to make it and then it's convincing. It's not like I don't know what the correct term is. It's not like a single image that just needs to be there to like She-Hulk. She-Hulk, you need it's a person. She has to be there. Whereas the portals, you just make these little flashes that are moving around. Not saying it's not a difficult task. It probably is to animate that in VFX and everything. But it's more believable to sell that as a good visual effect because it's something in motion. It's staticky. It's bright. And it's constantly moving. So you don't have a single thing to look at to criticize if that's a bad visual effect or not. Compare that to She-Hulk, who is there standing in front of you, twerking her ass with Meg Thee Stallion. You notice it. It's there. It's tangible. It's not in motion. I mean, that ass is probably in motion, but everything else is there.
You dirty, nasty boy. Funny enough, actually, now that you mention it, maybe a lot of the CGI went to that twerk scene.
Honestly, I will laugh if the CGI was ass. If the CGI was ass in this episode, but then it picks up in episode 4, because then that basically means the animators put all the money into that ass, basically.
Again, I just looked at it just now. It looks like the better bits of the CGI of the episode for some reason. I don't know. Your eyes
gravitate towards it. It's okay. Well, it's okay.
They just said, we got to make this believable. We got to make that ass real.
And maybe some of that money went to Meg Thee Stallion, like pay for her
getting
cameo,
her on board,
playing her song in the end credits.
The music is it's costly.
It is very costly.
They played it in the end credits. That cost them for sure. And maybe she did it for a favor. I don't know. But yeah.
Potentially. I mean, you never know. Some of these people, they're like, oh, I'm going to be in the MCU. Hell yeah, I'll do it for any price.
Right.
But we're really going to know come next week's episode. That's going to confirm a lot of things. If the money was put into the ass, if the money was focused on just the Hulk episodes, because the Hulk is there, so they have to make both Hulks look good. I think episode 4 is going to be really telling on where the money has been going for VFX.
And episode 4, I mean, there's only 9 episodes, so either episode 4 or 5 is going to be kind of the mid-season finale, in a sense.
You should know the direction that it's going in. I feel like you should know the direction. Now, you're in episode 3, you should have some insight. But seeing as how this might be a prelude or an arc 1 for the season.
I was gonna say, you made a good point earlier. Maybe these were just kind of the Incredible Hulk tie-ins, and now they're moving on.
And now they have, maybe that's why they split it into 9 episodes. First 3 build up, the rest is your standard 6 for your Marvel series. We'll see what happens. Any other final thoughts on the episode? Any theories you're gonna build yourself up for and then end up becoming disappointed on?
I don't have any theories other than what I've mentioned before. The leader,
the Thunderbolts will come smashing in from the ceiling with
maybe. No, I doubt that, but maybe. Well, I hope to see Abomination again. I'd like to see more Jen in the courtroom doing more superhuman law stuff. That should be cool. Other than that, I am not setting my hopes up. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think that's the safest bet. You never know with Marvel properties. Maybe we'll see the leader. I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I'm not expecting it. I don't know where they're going in the next couple weeks. Clearly, there's a plot line with the what was their name? The crew.
The Wrecking Crew.
The Wrecking Crew. That seems to be what the plot line is probably going to be moving forward, because we didn't get a resolution to that. They referenced their boss. We don't know who that boss is after they failed on getting the blood. I'm surprised Jen didn't stop them. But if she did, there wouldn't be a plot.
She's not trying to be a superhero.
I'm not trying to be a superhero.
To her credit.
Even though they attacked me.
She's going to have to step up.
They try to extract. I mean, she knows what she got hit with. That was a syringe. Immediately, that would raise red flags. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You wanted my blood. That's a problem. If they were just thugs trying to mug her, saying, "Hey, what you doing out here looking green in public?" Okay, yeah, you just beat them up and let them go away, I guess. But that needle should have given it away that they're a problem. But okay, she's not trying to be a superhero.
She'll have to step up. Just give her credit. That's not what she wants.
Well, there you have it, folks. There's our episode pod on She-Hulk episode 3. Let us know what you think about this episode so far. And actually this season so far. We're 3 episodes in. I think it's a safe bet to kind of get a feel for what you think about She-Hulk. Has it kept you engaged? Did you want a courtroom drama? Did you want the entire season to be about the courtroom case of Abomination and getting his parole? Or are you more interested in seeing where we're going to go next? Is the Daredevil cameo going to be part of the main plot line wherever the hell we're going? Or is he just, as Jen puts it, another cameo of the week? He just comes in and says, "Hey, I'm Daredevil. Dare I?" And he just runs off. I'm just expecting it at this point. Whatever. There we have it, folks. Yonkō Table. Let us know what you think on social media platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at the Yonkō Table. Check out our TikTok especially. We're really popping on there. I think you would like some of the stuff we have there to show you guys. And if you want to join the discourse, join our Discord. We talk about this stuff every day with our fans, fellow supernovas alike. Link to that in the description box down below. But with that, everyone, I'm your fellow Yonkō, Dr. Jace Attorney, fellow Yonkō, GrandMasterHoop, signing off. Take care.